Alright, guys. Waiting on this stream to start. Perfect. It's Friday morning and I'm getting hungry, but I had to make this really sick beat. Don't really know what I'm doing with my life, but at least we have this beat to make us excited. Alright, guys, what is up? Welcome back to another stream. I actually spent some time, setting this up, so hopefully it's better than the other ones. But yeah. Do you ever have those times where you really ponder life and you're like, what am I doing right now? That was literally me this morning as I was making this beat. Sometimes you're like, am I just living life? Or am I just watching it unfold before my eyes? And I don't want to get too philosophical here, but it's an interesting concept to me. And it's something that I found I've wanted to explore more and more and more. So I think one thing that's really cool, let me see if I can pull this up here. I think when you're in places like this, like in this image, you're laying in bed, it's sunset, you're like, wow, this is really cool. You almost have this derealization. You're completely disconnected from reality. And I feel like you enter this weird just flow state where you question if everything around you is real or not. And I don't know, I find that such a strangely, it's almost inspiring. It's almost like I really like weirdly living in my head, living a life in my head and making music that reflects that. As weird as it sounds, it's very interesting. So this morning, I was like, man, what am I gonna do? Because, I don't know. You gotta come up with ideas. And I just realized, why don't I just take this feeling that I'm feeling right now and make it into something? So that's kind of what I did here. So I started this one, with a basic drum beat, as I tend to do. And I was kind of just going through my old projects, and I was just listening, because, making any form of art, I've said this in the past, I believe, it's almost like keeping a journal of sorts, so you can almost watch yourself grow. I mean, even with just the file names, you realize, man, I used to be just in a completely different headspace. So it's very cool to me to go through your old work, whether you make music or write things or whatever, and just see how different of a person you are now. You really can enter different worlds, those different headspaces you were in, in the past. So, like, for example, again, this image, it just takes me back to a simpler time, you know, like when I was just a little young lad, had all the time in the world, and I was just kind of exploring in a weird way, exploring the world through, you know, music. And that's very cool. It's very peaceful, very fascinating to me. So I've always just imagined what it would be like to be in these cool liminal places, to hear like what would it sound like, and capturing that is kind of like, it's what I live for nowadays, honestly. I've realized, like, you know, there's so many cool things to being alive, and the imagination has to be one of the most underrated things ever. Like, even the sunset, it just sounds, I feel like it would have a really cool pad sound kind of like this. And yeah, I don't know. That's just how I see things. I see art as a way to like recreate those feelings, those places. And that's what's really cool. What's really cool to me is just like giving yourself the freedom to not, you know, experience something firsthand, if that makes any sense whatsoever. Giving yourself the freedom to just imagine things. I don't know what I'm yapping about. This is all kind of off the cuff. I was like, man, gotta come up with something this morning. So this is just what you're getting today. You know, I'm like disheveled and all that. So, but yeah, I think I'm hearing a really. I got a lot of presets here. I think I'm hearing one of my favorite synth sounds. I've been abusing this sound lately. You're gonna hear it on the Aquarium song that's coming out, I believe, in April 3rd. I'm excited for that one. It's gonna really touch on this in a lot more of a polished way. But yeah, let's play this sound. And again, man, there's just this certain feeling that I get from these sounds. It just brings me so much joy. All right, let's see if we can throw this over here. That's kind of funny. Okay, let's see. Let's just throw this on here. Why not? Boom, just made a loop, guys. We just made some Fruit Loops. Let's go. Okay. So now I'm just gonna, you know, just basically do some quick quantization here. And I think I'm gonna throw in some effects to give it that nostalgic sounds. Let's see. Let's just throw in a delay here. Let's go. computer being so slow. I wanted to click on the pool. I just realized my laptop's not plugged in, so un momento. Okay, let's see if we can get this plugged in. Okay, actually I'm gonna deal with this on low power mode because I don't see my cord over here. Let's see. Fudge, man. Fudge. Yeah, this was a highly planned out stream, guys. Highly planned out. I spent like, 15 minutes really preparing this one, but I always forget something. Here's the power. Okay. Okay, guys. What do you think? What does this remind you of? Is there any particular location that you're feeling with this sound? Let me know the location you think the sound is. I will literally pull it up right now, and I will take us there so we can experience watching it together. Okay, that's the problem. Okay, that'll be cool. Okay, got an idea here. Gonna bring this up an octave or so. Okay, check this out. I think I'm hearing this. Beautiful, beautiful. Totally sounds like those dolphins, you know? Okay, okay, let's listen to this with the drums over it. That'll be really cool. Very dreamy and nostalgic. Let's go for it. Okay, I like that. I wonder what it sounds like with like everything else and some sidechain on it. Very cool, I like that. Okay, let's listen to it. I like it. I'm over here like guys, my phone's getting blown up for some reason right now. Okay. Okay, I like this. It takes me to this place. The swimming pool, the bed, just laying in bed dreaming about really cool things like, you know, Mario. Let's see if I can find this picture. There's this one picture that I feel like really fits it. I found it. I don't know why I have a strange obsession with this image, but like, tell me if I'm wrong. I just think this is a really cool vibe. I want to be here right now. I want to go here. Very nice. Very nice. How could we take this to the next level? Maybe... What's something new? I got an idea. Throw on some reverb on the main channel and make this really liminal sounding. Okay. I think we just found the intro. That's very cool. I like it. This is going to take us to that place, guys. Let's see. I'm just going to copy and paste everything basically. And yeah. Let me check this. This is what I live for. I could totally go to sleep. Reminds me of Chrono Cross as well. What is a Chrono Cross? It sounds like it's a game. I bet it is a game. Man, this is so soothing. What a great way to start the morning. You know, now I'm vibing with it. I always start off like hating whatever I'm working on, but then I'm like, okay, you know what? This is actually okay. This is actually usable. So I think I'm gonna automate this and drag this all the way up here. I probably shouldn't actually drag this all the way up here. Shoot, shenanigans. I'm going to just undo that. I'm going to take you I'm going to put you here, and this is probably going to sound kind of janky at first, but it'll be really cool in the final product. Then I'm going to create another automation clip, so fun automation clips. And I'm just going to do like the dry and bring it up. And this will sound really cool in the finished product. It'll sound really neat. Okay, here we go. Oh, Chrono Cross is a PlayStation 1 game? Okay, guys, we gotta look this up. We gotta look up this Chrono Cross. Let's look this up, shall we? Chrono Cross. I feel like it's like really quiet now, so I gotta fix for that. Okay, Chrono Cross, let's check it out. This looks really cool. I really like the character design. It almost gives like a Final Fantasy vibe. Over here, like melting my computer. Man, so I've gotten really big into playing these old PlayStation 1 games, so I might actually have to play this. This looks really neat. It looks really fun. This dock, I can see what you mean. Like, this is what I mean, guys. I would live here in a heartbeat. I would rather live here than live in reality. Not even no cap. This game looks beautiful. Is this also Chrono Cross? Probably not. This is like anime stuff. It's just pulling me down the rabbit hole, guys. But this is very nice. I wonder what the music for Chrono Cross sounds like. Let's see. Chrono Cross. Let's just do the opening. Why not? We loved so many yet hated so much. Oh, I can tell this is fire just based off this intro. Under cerulean skies. Yes, yes. This is your favorite game OST of all time? I see it. Got some furries in it, nice. Man, so what was going on? What was going on in the 90s and 2000s? Why did every single video game have this neon blue beach art style? Like, it was so refreshing. It still looks so good today. There was something in the water back then. And not only that, but even the music, the tropical music, it just hits. So inspiring. Got the birds flying around. Okay, you're getting too close to my face now. Got the low poly baby. Wow, wow, dude. Holy refresh pool. I'm not kidding. I'm seriously gonna play this. This is very cool. Thanks for bringing this up. Man, Chrono Cross. If I had... I feel like now this needs a flute in it. Now we gotta go a cinematic route with it. You know what I mean? I wonder if I have any, like, actually good flute sounds. I used to have this orchestral plugin. I used to actually be really big into playing, like, orchestral music for some reason. And I'd make it, you know, on my computer with zero experience whatsoever. And it would always be, like, you know, good. It wasn't until, like, I randomly picked it up for, like, a commission a few months ago that I was, like, actually figuring out how to make orchestral music, and it's very cool. I'm a big fan of the orchestral stuff. I got this contact library here, the free orchestra, because, you know, of course we're going to choose the free one before I go invest in an actual, like, sound library. But I'm very curious if I have any, like, actually good flute sounds in here. I guess I probably don't. Wild Winds, maybe? Okay, still a cool sound, but... yeah, that's what I figured. For the flute sound, I'd have to go into Flex here. And, which is totally fine. You guys know I love Flex. I love the MIDI sounds. I could totally make it work, I think. I have made it work before. You can actually get away with... people love to hate on, like, the MIDI sounds, but they're so versatile. I totally understand why they've made it this long. Let's see. This should actually sound pretty good. Oh, that totally works. Yes, I do accept commissions. Although, yeah, I do accept commissions. Very cool. Why did it just stop recording right in the middle? I was getting into that. Oh, I bet I was recording in a pattern. Aw, man. Okay, well, whatever. We can do it again. No big deal. Okay, let me try this again. Let's see. Okay, interesting. I have no idea if you guys can hear this, by the way. Hopefully you can. What's my favorite Owl City album? Dude, are you trying to get me to yap for... Dude, I'm such an Owl City fan. I guess it's probably pretty obvious. I like to take a lot of influence from him, but no. No, my favorite Owl City album... It's actually all things bright and beautiful. I really like how he took, those acoustic sounds and combined them with his electronic sound. It's something I've also never heard ever again on an album. And yeah, it's just, as the title implies, it's just a beautiful album. It's my absolute favorite album. I've been listening to it since I was like literally like 10 years old. And it's always been my favorite. And in fact, my favorite song of all time is on that album. So yeah, that would be my favorite. I feel like, what about, I feel like you guys probably would be more of like Ocean Eyes fans. I feel like that's what the, I feel like that's what people that listen to this kind of stuff would like. Let's see, let's throw this onto its own channel here. Throw it into the side chain. Dude, so Port Blue is your favorite piece of work from Adam? Dude, bro, you and I sound like we could yap for a long time then. You got the deep cuts, your favorites of June. That is absolutely legendary, dude. Legendary. Port Blue is gotta be like the most underrated music of all time. Port Blue is what even made me, well, it's not what made me get into instrumental music, but it certainly has influenced me. I'm a huge Port Blue fan too. I think there's a bit of a crossover between the Port Blue stuff and the game soundtracks, right? Like you can kind of hear the game soundtrack influence on those tracks. Very cool. Very cool. I had no idea. You know, so I don't really have a lot of people who I know in real life that are into the same kind of music I'm into. Like I'm definitely into a lot of music, but in general it's like so obscure. Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool, dude. Been listening to my music every day. Yeah, dude. Dude, I was watching this cool thing on Brazil. I'm probably gonna butcher the pronunciation, but on like the history of Sao Paulo. I probably just butchered it, but yeah, dude, Brazil looks awesome. I was literally thinking if I lived anywhere in South America, it would probably be, if it weren't an island somewhere, it would be Brazil. But I remember like one of my first ever, it wasn't my first concert, but I went to this concert in probably like 10 years ago, and this is like the only other time I found someone in real life that listened to remotely the same music as me. And I had like zero idea, what I was doing or anything, but lo and behold, it was actually a pretty attractive girl. And bro, I could have yapped, but I totally blew it. And that's my only experience with someone that listens to similar music. I say that. I know a lot of people. I know a lot of people that do listen to music I listen to, but man, finding them in real life's cool. That's so cool that you like that music though, for real. That's very neat. But anyway, guys, I'm going to play this. We're gonna derealize, we're gonna disconnect from reality. We're gonna go float around in the ocean. This is the song, guys. Thank you so much, by the way, for I find your stories about girls pretty cool. Yeah, dude. If I was like 1% better at storytelling, the stories would be way cooler. I have so many dumb stories with them. It's hilarious in retrospect. But I'll share those. I'll share those on another stream probably. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for joining me. Like, it seriously is incredible that anyone out here, yeah, listens to my music, and not only that, even likes the same music. Yeah, see you next time. So, anyway, guys, without further ado, here's today's song. Let's listen to it and just disconnect for a second. Fun little track there. Alright, guys. I'm going to end it here. Thanks so much. I will see you very soon.